global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Global Happiness Today YouTube channel. In 1999, during the democracy, at the birth of our democracy in Nigeria, a lot of Nigerians depended on, should I say, the cabals really to decide the fate of Nigerians, especially when it comes to leadership and the apex position, which is the presidency in Nigeria. But as the years roll by, and the eminence and emergence of social media came up, Nigerians began to have a voice. Yes, we still have the cabal very strong and very steady in their choice of candidate. But apparently, the social media happened to be the judge and the jury where Nigerians begin to have a feel and a say to who governs them as they take their time to look extra in each and every candidate who have presented himself, to contest for the 2023 general election, especially for presidency. Well, the likes of David Hundayin took time out to extract quite a lot of them. He began with Bola Tinubu. What he said is a story for another time. Of course, Nigerians took turn also to look at the person of Atiku Abubakar. Some Nigerians said every 4 years. Well, according to the likes of Dino Malaya and the rest, they believe that every 4 years he comes back home to check if he will be able to contest and win again. Peter Obi has been trending for a very long while now. And each time he travels, it seems to be Peter Obi this, Peter Obi that. And to the point that every move Peter Obi makes is being countered by some unknown groups who keeps insisting that the diaspora account, the funding, crowdfunding and all that is illegal. Worst case scenario, that he may likely forfeit it. Of course, legal luminaries have taken their time also to explain that may not be visible. Well, as we speak on social media right now, Nigerians are getting really vexed and they have decided to take their time and explain. Some persons call Peter Obi Messiah. Well, for me, he's not my Messiah. He doesn't have the capacity to be my Messiah. But yes, he needs to take, if we can get someone half as good as Peter Obi, Nigeria will definitely make a good change. But let's look at what Nigerians are saying generally over what is going on between the three major candidates, the likes of Bola Tinubu, Atiku Abubakar, and Peter Obi. And this is what they are saying. And this is really shocking. Even the likes of Aisha Yusufu have taken her time to explain that just the same way she is supporting Peter Obi, not as her messiah, but also as someone who have the capacity, who have over time shown the interest to love Nigeria beyond other candidates. But she too will be in the position to drag him, criticize him, and possibly condemn him if he doesn't stay true to his promises and his words he has saying during all the interviews he has been granted. Let's find out what Nigerians are saying. Let's start with what David Hundayin has been saying. Makes a lot of sense, I must say. Well, according to Hundayin, he said, Peter Obi is not my messiah. And that's fine because I don't need a messiah. I just need to have decent leadership. I need to have decent leadership which he's demonstrably capable of. Whether he's 4/10 or he is 9/10 or 9.5/10, it doesn't matter to me because the alternatives are 0/10 and even 0.5/10. This is not rocket science, He also went further to say, I don't know how these folks keep repeating the same logical fallacies every 4 years. Is it an accessory cost to Nigeria? The same lack of logic and intellectual dishonesty that made you look at a choice between a PhD holder and a moron with health problems, and made you go for the latter, because this was exactly how Nigeria had the world's third fastest growing economy, the president with a PhD and an improving security situation in 2015. Then the little Aristotles and Platos convinced everybody that GEJ was some kind of moron and they knew better. And here we are today. They even went further to say that they will make $1 to 1 naira. And people say, yes, this is the man for the job. We will make monetary policies to strengthen naira. And they say, yes, you don't have the power. You are not CBN governor. A lot of Nigerians have been talking. But of course, they still went further to say, look, Buhari has spent 4 years between 2011 and 2015 bombarding with different varieties of violent threats and mentally retarded comment. I did not see any of these smart internet commentators holding him to account. Nigerians are really talking. But let's find out what Nigerians are saying even after her dying. Took his time to explain all this. Of course, we have diverse people who are talking. The obedient supporters are there, articulated supporters are also there, and of course the bad supporters are also they're not left out, they're dragging her dying, and it's getting really interesting because we are actually countdown to 2023 general election. Everyone, all hands are on deck. Those who have national interest are also involved, and those who have personal interest are also not left out. This one here say, well, no, don't go there, bro. GEJ failed woefully. The corruption charges on petroleum minister or the funds laundered via airplane. If GEJ had tried in other sectors, even if he failed in security, at least Buhari won't even smell Aso Rock. Another person here is saying, here we are. Now the next one has no primary or secondary school record, but he's some witty, sagacious genius. We never tire. Somebody's asking that. Another person wants to come in. The person have no primary record, does not have secondary record, and they're saying he's a genius. He will change things. He will change Nigeria to a never working economy to a perfect working economy. Nigerians. Another person here saying one small work in a company, they'll be asking for your credentials, school certificate. They will tell you to give all. Yet some people want to give a country to be governed by a person without a certificate to pilot the affairs of this country. God forbid bad thing. Nigerians. Another person here saying, well, this is really you then. Look at what is happening. Another person here is saying, a so-called intellectual like you painting GEJ as saint because of Buhari's failure says a lot about what's going on in your mind. GEJ apologies. You don't have a problem with corrupt and wonder. I don't know what he's trying to write, but okay, but I guess he's trying to say that GEJ is not a saint. But honestly, let's look at this thing critically. Let's remove biasness. Accept you're not in this situation. Whether you're in diaspora or you're in Nigeria, one way or the other, you have siblings who are in Nigeria who are feeling the pains of inflation, the pains of insecurity, and the pains of corruption. It's there staring us in the face. You cannot compare GJ's tenor with this tenor. They're not made at all. They're not, I'm telling you the truth. They are way different. In fact, they're two parallel lines. They can't meet. In GJ's time, they keep shouting that he's this, he's that, he's that. If we are even in GJ's time like this, Nigeria is doing well. If Nigeria can even get to GJ's time, honestly, you can, at least the level of insecurity is not this bad. And the naira to dollar amount, or is it the fuel? Please, let's leave propaganda. Nigeria is in a sorry state. It needs help. And honestly, we need it's either we get it right or we totally lose it. That's what we're going to wrap it up. Let's put in that comment section. What's your stake? What's your stand? Between Atiku, Bola, and Obi, who do you think have the capacity to change?